Cabins. Have you seen the cabins?
I've not seen the cabins. The yurts, aren't there? The sort of like incredibly posh tents.
Very much so.
So Eunice, you wouldn't wander amongst the kind of Somme, that bit? No,
I've got to be honest with you, I would, but I think...
Not sleep in it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't admit that.
No, you just go down. You go down and see the poor people in the mud, and then you go back to your VIP massive Winnebago and go, I'm sorry, I'm Eunice, this dress is far too nice to go in the mud.
Even though I got it from a charity shop for 99p, but no one needs to know that.
It should be beautiful, shouldn't it? It's all your favourite bands, all your favourite...
It's value for money, right? End of the day, like, people are not going to complain if they're getting value for money, like, and I think that's one of the most important things. I don't know what other people think about that.
They're going to discover other bands, aren't they? You know, if there's the ones they want to see, but they'll maybe hear music that they otherwise wouldn't have exposed themselves to.
I can do that on Spotify.
Yes, but then when you're young, on Spotify, you do not get the pleasure that you get when you're a kid and you get that first bonding experience, right? When you need to wee, you stand in a queue for about 25 minutes, and in the end, you and 5 of your friends gather round you and form a human cover for you to take a wee-wee. That, my friend, you cannot do.
You don't get that on Spotify.
No, and it's the payoff, isn't it? It's like you said, like you could go and...
It's for about an hour and a half, and then you're reunited with them.
Is that because they're not there to stand around you at that point?
No one is selling this to me at all.
Amla's not sold.
No, I'm glad.
Now, though, the nettle that other shows simply refuse to grasp. OK, you ready for this? Are seagulls evil?
Yes.
Well, there's more to it than that. The birds are out of control. They're attacking pets. Children, pensioners are stealing chips. Even helping themselves to the odd bag of crisps in Aberdeen. Have a look at this cheeky fella. Seriously, watch him, right? Hold as you like. Stilts into the shop. What you got here? Chili McCoy's, Monster Munch. There you go.
Hey.
Straight in there.
Go on, son.
Airy, and I discovered a bird called the night heron, and it's a pure hench bird that looks at you and it knows what it's doing. I hate it. It makes me so... It's horrible.
Well, Mark, I guess your film proved the point that, yes, seagulls can be aggressive, but they're also not the brightest if they'd be foxed by a kite.
Neither are humans.
Well, about that, regarding the subsequent theft, I have to say, go on, my son.
They are.
Seagulls deserve rights too.
Yeah. We're going to start a seagull march. I have a dream, Sanjeev.
You've discovered Scotland's Bill Oddie, haven't you?
But, look, 44% of people back a cull, so it seems to be nearly the consensus that seagulls are just uber Neds. But I'm feeling a bit of love here. So they aren't just Neds, then?
No, because they're able to commit theft without being detected.
He was caught on camera.
Yeah, but that was after. He got away.
It'd been great if a store detective had just come out afterwards, just going, come on.
They are actually quite intelligent as well, apparently. Because the guy, Ross, from Largs, I think that's his third hawk. And because they learn the type of hawk that it is. So he's on his third hawk. And then
But they nicked the other two.
No, they...
Just go down the beach, there's a seagull there going...
So at any point did your bird lady blame humans for this phenomenon? That it's us leaving rubbish about, eating chips in full view?
Oh, a lot of it is to
eating their fish, taking the fish away from them.
A lot of it is to do with us, and that's why they gather around seaside towns, because we are overfishing the coast, and they don't have... So they come and they see what they can get, and they love... Like, they love chips. They love...
They love anything.
No, they love donuts, apparently.
Oh.
They make freshly made donuts, and donuts are by far their favourite.
I support...
Did you get any footage of that, of just coming out with a donut stuck around its beak?
No, because I was kind of hoping, because they've got a sign up on the beach that says, please do not feed the gulls. They're a menace and it's illegal. So obviously we wanted to get shots of these gulls attacking people. And we were kind of surreptitiously kind of throwing chips on the ground like that.
See
and
that?
one guy came up and gave us hell for it. He was like, yeah.
I support seagull terrorisation of human beings, quite frankly. I feel like we take up way too much space. What do you think?
Well, I think it's their natural environment is being plundered, so they need to go and find, you know, it's difficult to make donuts in the wild. But I remember doing... years ago, you just run there just with a little fat fryer and a couple of spare hawks they've nicked off a chippy owner down on low. But no, I was doing a gig in Glasgow a little while ago, and they put us up in a hotel just down at the bottom of Sauchiehall Street, and I was there for 3 nights, and there wasn't a fridge in the hotel, and I quite fancied having a bit of food. So winter, I just used the window ledge outside the hotel room as my fridge
Yeah.
for the first few hours. And then suddenly I just heard this massive cacophony outside, and basically it was a seagull with some taste, because it was all good M&S stuff. And they basically managed to knock the whole lot down, and I looked down, and literally outside the door of the hotel, which is what my room was above, was just my food everywhere, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to clear that up. I didn't have to clear it up because the seagull got its mates and they ate it all, and that was absolutely fine.
I think
That wasn't a seagull, that was a jakey. Just scaled your building like Spider-Man.
Well, who knew? Love for seagulls. Hashtag love for seagulls. Now, are you over 40? Do you want to laugh at the stuff that your kids were laughing at 3 days ago on Twitter? Well, now's your chance, because we've rounded up the virals for you. Something else you can talk to them about apart from vinyl, you boring bastard. First up, and if you think our politicians are, well, a bunch of animals, spare a thought for those in the Pakistan Parliament, who ended up feline a bit stupid this week when a staff member accidentally put on the cat filter during a live broadcast. Now, obviously, we would never dream of doing such a thing here. You understand, never, because this is the BBC. And panel, you can also rest assured that we would never ransack your dignity like that on a show like this. We believe in gravitas at all times. Now, my favourite thing on telly this year, apart from me, obvs, has been Chernobyl, the 5-part series looking at the 1986 nuclear disaster. Clearly, some other folk have been enjoying it too. Have a look. Influencers, God save us, are apparently heading to the disaster site in Pripyat in Ukraine, posing and then whacking it up on the internet. This girl here in the hazmat suit and the thong, yeah, she posted this as from Chernobyl and then doubled her followers and then said that it wasn't actually taken in Chernobyl. So clearly there's no such thing as bad publicity, and clearly that does have the look of common old about it. So, panel, it's 2019. I don't know if it's Christmas or Tuesday. My moral compass is going haywire. Could that be the most tastest thing we've ever seen?
I think possibly the most tastiest thing we've ever seen was you introducing that item while still wearing a pair of kidneys.
It's peak 2019.
Ofcom.
Yeah. But really, I mean, what's that about, Chris? What's the thinking there?
I'm kind of hoping they were there long enough to get some degree of contamination by way of just chastisement.
It's so bad there, it's actually eaten through her suit. You could see that she was absolutely...
It was clearly one of those wardrobe malfunctions, and it was definitely unintentional.
Could really.
But it will be that, like that, because of the successor.
I can't remember the name of the Christchurch murder.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Definitely like a kind of oversaturation, I think, of crime and drama. And it's, to be honest, I kind of feel like it's quite lazy. It's like they've got this formula whereby they know that crime, drama definitely works. Like the UK does crime and drama, and that's pretty much it. And we've kind of fallen into this constant pumping out of the same type of stuff over and over again. So it'd be great to see a bit more of a, I suppose, equal representation, because you've got this argument where people are like, well, people like crime and people like to see death. And it's like, well, people also like to watch David Attenborough.
Yeah.
You know, people also like nice things. So, you know.
I mean, you know, your Seagull programme is going to run and run, I would think.
But is there not an ease of, especially television now, because people are so into binge watching, that crime drama does lend itself to that episodic kind of TV, where it would be very hard for a period drama or something to have a twist at the end of it to keep people coming back for more. So crime drama allows for that.
It's because we love gossip. Like, we all love gossip. Like, if you see a car crash, there's a reason that all the cars slow down, even though there's no reason for them to, because the car's, like, already gone. And also, like you said, it's instant gratification because you're constantly, like, learning more and more and more. And whodunit is just such a great appeal.
Yeah.
And because these people are usually very different from yourselves, especially if they look or...
That is the most chilling thing that's happened on this show. But well, then the other side of that, unfortunately, if you are better at it, is you don't get as many marriage proposals, because there's all these stories of, you know, Ted Bundy and all these women...
Have you been talking to my mum?
I may... I'm not going to admit that on television. But, no, I just think that it's quite... The idea of marrying a serial killer is a very odd one, but a very... Especially at death row in America, they seem to spend half of their time worrying about what kind of failed execution they're going to get, and half the time talking to all their pen pals. Whereas if you're a female serial killer, it seems less likely that you're going to get a man wanting to marry you. I may be wrong.
don't know. I agree with that, but I don't know. I think there's so many classic and brilliant films. There's old school ones like Shawshank Redemption. Sorry, it's not that old school. But I just think that it doesn't have to be the centre. I think you can create incredible, moving, gripping, thrilling action without it centring around a murderer.
Oh, I totally agree. But if you read something like In Cold Blood, Truman Capote, about, you know, the true crime novel, and what's more fascinating than anything else about that is actually Truman Capote's slightly weird obsession with this murderer who'd had a horrible life, and the other murderer was beyond redemption. But Perry was kind of, and it was the centre of this novel. It was fascinating. And the bottom line is it draws you in, and if something draws you in, it gets viewing figures. And let's be honest, all this is all about is viewing figures. If people watch it, it's going to go on. And if they don't watch it, it's going to stop.
And is this that new a thing? Because the fascination about Jack the Ripper basically since Victorian times. So, I mean, I think it's a fascination.
We've not learned anything since Jack the Ripper's time because...
Like, as we always want to know.
Do you not think that it's just more of the fact that Western, Caucasian, patriarchal, sorry guys, but white Caucasian men tend to dominate Hollywood and cinema and film, and therefore, when you look at computer games, for example, you see certain types of very voyeuristic, as you said before, representation. So I think you can look all over the world, and you know, there's brilliant actors such as Jackie Chan, etc., who will actually ban, you know, certain types of graphic violence, who do not want to have guns, who do not want to have certain types of violence. And some of the most classic movies of all time do not, even if they're about crime, do not centre on the actual murderous aspect of it.
But it's moving away from it, isn't it?
I'm not so sure if I want to recommission this, I need to be slightly more homicidal, I think. Now, would you